Hey everybody, Uncle Rich here for Who's Telling the Truth. Today is October 19th, 2015. This is show number 112, and the name of the show is Validated. I know what you're gonna be thinking. You're gonna say, Rich, what did you get validated? Well, guys, you know, I've accused people like Uncle Joe, and especially Uncle Joe, and people like Marty and Dave Straight and Al, you know, I accuse them of being brainwashed. I know, that's a big statement to make, but guys, tonight we're gonna prove it. And we're gonna prove it by going back 3 weeks. We're gonna go back to show, it was number, let's see, I think it was, I can't believe I did this. Okay, it was show number, it was done on 9/21. So about 3 weeks ago, I made a prediction. And guys, after you watch tonight's show, you're gonna think I was a psychic. And I'm not kidding you. And when you say, and guys, it all comes down from one thing. I asked Uncle Joey to cite his source, and he shot himself in the foot. But by asking him to cite his source, he opened up a can of worms. And guys, when you see what's in that can, you're gonna say, Rich, you've proved your point, you've validated yourself, you're proving to everyone that you're telling the truth, and you're showing everyone how these poor simple folk are being brainwashed. And guys, that's what the lion's share of the show is going to be on that. But also tonight, we also want to talk about, we're going to do a new segment, and the new segment's going to be called Feel the Burn. And we're going to try to keep a weekly update with Bernie Sanders. And guys, I tell you, we're gonna have fun with that. We're gonna, and then I've been promising you that we're gonna take a look at Tesla, the Tesla Model X. We're gonna take a look at that. The clip is dynamite. And then we're gonna show you the progress that's being made in the Hyperloop. The Hyperloop is really gonna come to fruition. And finally, guys, we've got the techs and the therapists from Danbury Hospital and New Milford Hospital and Wyndham Hospital are having some trouble. So what we want to do is we want to help them out. And tonight we want to start the ball rolling. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have all the facts and figures, but we want to introduce you, and there's a sign-up page. We want to get you to sign up. All right, but that'll be a little bit later in the show. So guys, you know, we always like to start the show with some fun. We like to have some comedy. And who better than Donald Trump to give us some comedy? But guys, this is just Donald Trump's voice. This is your drunk neighbor. This is what it's like when you're at a cocktail party or out with the boys doing some severe drinking, and one of you starts to act like Donald Trump. So Judy, let's have some fun. Let's have clip 00.
We're going to talk about a lot of different subjects, and you know, it's nice Friday night. What the heck, right? You know the thing I'll be great at? That people aren't thinking, but the thing and I do very well at it, military. I am the toughest guy. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. And we're going to start winning so much that you're going to be sick and tired of winning. You're going to get bored with winning. But you know what? We're going to keep winning anyway, right? 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 He knows. We are going to make our country great again. We are going to. We are going to. I love the Mexican people. Many Mexican people work for me. Many Mexico people I do business with. George, Mexico does not like us. Mexico is not our friend. Mexico is the new China.
Nobody builds walls better than me, believe me.
We need a border, we need a wall, but I don't mean one of those walls where you go to Home Depot and buy a ladder and you walk across. I mean a wall, much higher. That's peanuts. That's peanuts. No, 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 much higher. Much higher. I do know what I'm doing. I want to help women with women's health issues. Nobody's going to be able to do it like me. And like a lot of us are really smart. I'm really smart. You know, I'm really good with that stuff. You know, anybody that likes me, I like. I just want to make this country so great. And that's what's going to happen. And that's what's going to happen. Oh, that's so beautiful.
The American dream is dead.
God, wasn't that cute? I mean, you know, just, you know, people having fun. And that's what life's about. You know, let's have some fun. But I tell you, in the next clip, it's not about having fun. It's about deception. And guys, when you know, this is going to be going back to the Trump speech that was made during the week of 9/21. I mean, that's the date that we put it on, that we did the show and we put it on YouTube. But in the beginning, it's a very short clip. So Judy, let's have clip number 1, please.
We have training camps growing where they want to kill us.
All right, guys, just to confirm that we heard it. Judy, can you play it again, please?
We have training camps growing where they want to kill us.
Guys, I heard that and the antenna went up. Training camps, right? Now, I mean, I had heard about this before, but I had never really heard it in public. You know, I had heard Uncle Joey and I heard some of the other guys talking, some of the people on Fox, but, you know, I never really paid it, but when I heard this guy say it, the antenna went up. So now we're going to go a little bit deeper into it. Judy, let's have clip number 2, please.
We have training camps growing where they want to kill us.
Okay, this man, I like this guy.
I'm from White Plains. Amen. Okay. We have a problem in this country. It's called Muslims. We know our current president is one. Right. You know he's not even an American.
We need this question. This is the first question.
But anyway, we have training camps growing where they want to kill us. Mm-hmm. That's my question. When can we get rid of it?
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that bad things are happening out there. We're going to be looking at that and plenty of other things.
That's right, Donald. A lot of people are saying this, and a lot of people are saying that. And you could have said the right thing, and you could have straightened out this bonehead. But what did you do? You let the remark pass. And why? Because you want to gin up the hate. You want to get the hate going. And this is what sells in the conservative Republican Party. They, like I always say, they don't want to inform you. They want to inflame you. And now, guys, we're going to go back to 9/21, where yours truly made his prediction. And I'm going to say, hopefully, you'll say, well, Rich, there is a little psychic ability there. But Judy, let's have clip number 3, please. Let's have clip number 7.
All right, let's start with this group right over here. Come on.
You've got these simple folks so scared that the communists and the socialists and these other people are going to take over. And guys, you know, and you know, the next clip we're going to play, it's the clip that's been all over. And it's the clip with Donald Trump, with the guy asking the question about Muslims. So let's listen, but what I want you to listen closely to is as he's asking the question, he's mentioning camps. They have camps where they're training people, and we gotta eliminate the camps. Guys, listen carefully. So, Judy, let's have clip number
All right,
7.
let's start with this group right over here. Come on. Okay, this man, I like this guy.
I'm from White Plains. Amen. Okay? We have a problem in this country. It's called Muslims. We know our current president is one.
Right.
You know he's not even an American.
We need this
Birth
question. This is
certificates,
the
man.
first question.
But anyway, we have training camps growing where they want to kill us. That's my question. When can we get rid of
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that bad things are happening out there. We're going to be looking at that and plenty of other things. Okay, go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Guys, you heard it plain as day. He said there's training camps, and they want to close down the training camps. So, you know, my buddy, our good buddy, Uncle Joey, who's got the Facebook site Things to Ponder, he put this up on his site, and he said that he knows where the training camps are. So what did yours truly say to Uncle Joey? I said, Uncle Joey, please tell us where the training camps are and be specific. Guys, you know what Uncle Joey did? He deleted the Facebook page. And that's all you have to do. Ask them to be specific and name their source, and they fold like a cheap deck of cards. But Joey lost the bet. Everybody remembers the bet that Joey lost, right? So he's got to keep me on Things to Ponder for a year. Well, he'll keep me on, but what he'll do is he'll just delete everything. And why? Because he's one of the simple folk. He's taken the conservative Pledge of Allegiance. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's true, what's factual, what's provable, what's repeatable. Whatever the Koch brothers tell him, that's what he's going to do. And guys, it doesn't matter what's provable, factual, and repeatable. They don't want to know. And that's why when you say, be specific and cite your source, you stop them dead in their tracks, because they don't know how to deal with it. You know, most of what they hear it's hearsay. It's not factual. And guys, we're just going to show you where they get the hearsay from. They hear it where? Usually on Fox News. And guys, this is the way it works. And this is the guy that started all the BS and that is going to end up going to jail and spending a lot of time because he's a total fraud. So, Judy, let's have clip number 4, please.
We've got at least 19 paramilitary Muslim training facilities in the United States. Are you kidding me? What are they going to do? Go hunt deer during deer season? No. They're using paramilitary exercises to plan and execute these types of operations all over the United States. And when it happens, it'll just be you and I saying, we told you so.
Well, I hope you're wrong, my friend, but you've been uncannily pressing a lot of this stuff. Wayne Simmons, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So guys, you're sitting home watching Fox News, and you really think that this guy works for the CIA. And now we're going to show you how the bamboozlement starts. And not only was he on Neil Cavuto, but we're going to show you how many different Fox episodes this guy was on, and you're going to see how he was allowed to brainwash everybody that works at Fox so that the people at Fox can brainwash the simple folk like Uncle Joey and Marty and Dave straight now. This is how they do it, and we caught them with their hand in the cookie jar. So watch how many references have been made to this guy. So, Judy, let's have number 5, please.
Right, Wayne Simmons, always great to get your inside knowledge of the CIA and the inner workings. Thanks for being our guest this morning.
What is the CIA's role in this conflict? Joining us is Wayne Simmons, who once worked in special ops for the CIA. He would know. Wayne, thanks for coming in today. Wayne Simmons is a former CIA analyst and joins us now with some insight. Thank you for coming in today.
Always a pleasure.
Former CIA operative and former senior advisory intelligence officer enjoying the race this afternoon. Enjoy the horse race.
Who's going to win? Dialed up. Dialed up. Okay, we got to win.
Got that on the record.
Mucho macho man.
All right, Wayne Simmons, a man of knowledge on many subjects.
According to former CIA operative Wayne Simmons, any potential agreement between those two countries would threaten the entire region. And Wayne joins us now. Welcome. Great to have you here. Security breach. Joining us now in our studios, former CIA operative and security expert Wayne Simmons. Great to see you, sir. Nice to have you here.
Joining us with more on this stunning security report from Washington is former CIA operative Wayne Simmons. Wayne, welcome to the program.
Our next guest agrees with the CIA chiefs. He's former CIA operative Wayne Simmons. Wayne, thanks for being here.
Hi, Allison.
Terrorism analyst and former CIA operative Wayne Simmons joining us now. Mr. Simmons.
Wayne Simmons, a former CIA operative, is joining us now right here in our studios. Great to see you today, and you're here with some insights about
former CIA operative and terror analyst Wayne Simmons.
We will talk to one of them. Former CIA op Wayne Simmons will be joining us with his insights.
To former CIA operative Wayne Simmons, who says Sununu's wrong, I'm right, which is why Wayne Simmons is here, and right now John Sununu is not.
With us to debate this, David Reams, the legal director of Appeal for Justice, and Wayne Simmons playing the role of Wayne Simmons. On the other side, he's wearing the glasses. Wayne is a former CIA guy and constant contributor.
They have no sense of shame at Fox, do they? I mean, do you think that anybody that spoke to this guy actually asked him if he worked for the CIA? Do you think anybody down there had the wherewithal and the common sense and the reason and the logic to look this guy up before they put him on TV? This is what we're dealing with. I mean, this is why people like Uncle Joey don't get it. Because they've been misled, they've been tricked, they've been duped, they've been hornswaggled. You name it, everything under the sun. Fox does it. Why? Because they can't tell you the truth. If they told you the truth, you wouldn't be a conservative. But guys, now we're going to come up with Cenk Younger and the final judgment. And I'm telling you, this is pretty conclusive. So, Judy, let's have number 6, please.
There's one thing Fox News is good at. It is national security. That's because they have great analysts like Wayne Simmons. Now, this guy's an expert. He is ties to the CIA. In fact, he's been on Fox News countless times as, quote, a terrorism analyst. So it's obviously what he is. And he's got strong opinions. He says that waterboarding is not torture and it should never be called torture, but he knows because he's an expert. He's got ties to the CIA. He also knows that President Obama doesn't know anything about national security, even though he's the commander-in-chief. He says President Obama is a novice since he has no experience with any of these national security interests. That's why he's such a big, great analyst for Fox News. It makes sense. He's the expert. He said he's had a long career, decades, working with the CIA on something called outside paramilitary special operations officer. Ooh, that does sound pretty good. It turns out he was so outside that it didn't actually exist. He has no ties to the CIA. He was lying all throughout, and now he's been arrested. He's facing 3 charges, making false statements to the government, major fraud, and wire fraud. To add to that, he has a significant criminal history, including convictions for a crime of violence and firearms offenses. You think Fox News cares if you're an actual analyst? If you actually have information on the matter you're talking about? No, the only qualification you actually need is to hate Obama and liberals enough. So, oh, well, you're an outside paramilitary special operations officer, are you? And you hate Obama? Perfect. Come on in. Call Obama a novice. He doesn't know anything, right? You know everything. So here's a Fox News analyst on his way to jail where he'll find out about real security issues.
Now, guys, you can say, well, you know, Rich, this is all speculation and this is all BS and you have no right to do what you're doing and it's not conclusive and it's not certified and it's not over with. Guys, Neil Cavuto on Fox News went on national TV and he apologized. He apologized, and we're going to let you listen to the clip. Judy, give us number 7, please.
Today, as some of you might know, in the last 24 hours, it has come to our attention that a frequent guest on this show might not have been who he...
I think it was because of our show.
Today,
Judy.
as some of you might know, in the last 24 hours, it has come to our attention that a frequent guest on this show might not have been who he purported to be. Federal prosecutors now claim Wayne Simmons was not a former CIA operative, or for that matter, ever worked at the CIA at all. Now, if it's true that all our due diligence and vetting on Mr. Simmons missed this, that's big, and that's on me, and only me. And you, as viewers, have little reason to be comforted by the excuse that Mr. Simmons might, and I stress might, have fooled many others, including no less than former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. But the responsibility to check out who comes on this show ultimately lies with me. After all, it's my Italian name on it. I'm in charge of it. I decide who comes on it. If, in so doing, I wasn't thorough enough or followed up enough, it's on me, and I apologize. You have a right to expect guests who appear here to be who they say they are here. Now, it's a very rare slip-up, but it's a very big slip-up, and I will make doubly sure something like this never, ever happens again. I value your trust, and I promise to work very hard to regain it. Thank you, and good night.
Guys, do you really think Fox is going to go out of their way to try to vet the people they're going to put on there? Not at all. I mean, that's not how you get ratings. You don't get ratings by telling the truth. You get ratings by inciting people. And that's what they want to do. That's what they want to get people like Uncle Joe so upset that they don't think rationally anymore. And that's what we're dealing with. And you know, guys, on the last show, we had a lot of fun because I made the claim that we got Kevin McCarthy to drop out. So we want to play that clip, but then after that, we got another guy who dropped out who wants the Benghazi stuff dropped from the Speaker of the House. So, Judy, let's have clip number 8 first. I think it was because of our show. Who's telling the truth that Kevin McCarthy dropped out of the Speaker of the House race? That's right. Yours truly. I think the power of our show is what got him to quit. And guys, a lot of people can say, Rich, you had 200 views on YouTube. Do you think you're the guy that knocked him off? Guys, it only takes one view. All I need to do is reach the right people, and things happen. And you know what probably happened? Kevin McCarthy, one of his handlers probably said, hey, Kevin, Uncle Rich up in Danbury did a thing on you and he made you look like a real buffoon. And Kevin McCarthy probably said, oh no, Uncle Rich is on to us. That's it, I quit. You're gonna have to find yourself another Speaker of the House. Wait a minute, guys. There's been more than one view, because we also got Richard Hanna from New York to change his mind about the whole Benghazi thing. And don't forget, this coming Thursday, they're going to interview Hillary, and I tell you, this whole thing is going to be such a joke, just like everything else is with these guys. Everything is made up. The emails, the Benghazi, the IRS, the this, the that, anything to keep raising doubt, especially like what they did with the Planned Parenthood. And, you take the simple folks' mind off of what's actually going on, how the middle class is being sold down the road, and get people to start worrying about abortions, and guess what happens? We lose the middle class. So the last clip is going to be on Richard Hanna, another Republican who jumped ship, and I tell you what, there's going to be plenty to follow. So Judy, let's have clip number 9.
Well, now a second Republican congressman says, yes, the Benghazi committee was designed to go after Hillary Clinton. Is this a revelation? Well, that's what it's being called, as it comes just a week before Hillary Clinton is expected to testify before that very panel. CNN's Sunlen Sarfati is live with the latest. Sunlen, why would a Republican congressperson say this?
Well, that's exactly, Chris, what the Clinton campaign is highlighting this morning. They really wasted no time to jump right in there and really capitalize on these comments, these new comments from Congressman Richard Hanna of New York. Here's first what he said in a radio interview Wednesday.
I think that there was a big part of this investigation that was designed to go after people, and an individual, Hillary Clinton, and I think there's also a lot of it that's important that we needed to get to the bottom of this. But this has been the longest investigation, longer than Watergate.
Now, the Clinton campaign already responding, saying that they believe, in their words, this is further proof that the Benghazi committee, they say, has zero credibility. Now, keep in mind, it was Representative Kevin McCarthy's original comments about the Benghazi committee that really set off this firestorm when he insinuated that the committee's main goal was to sink Clinton's poll numbers. Here's what he originally said.
Everybody thought Hillary Clinton was unbeatable, right? But we put together a Benghazi special committee, a select committee. What are her numbers today? Her numbers are dropping. Why? Because she's untrustable. But no one would have known any of that had happened had we not thought.
Now, this certainly sets the stage for what will likely be a very fiery testimony by Secretary Clinton next week, 1 week from today on Capitol Hill. And she's already given big hints about how she intends to really bring that line of attack against the committee herself in the debate, saying that she believes it is an arm of the Republican National Committee.
So, guys, you heard the language. Hillary is untrustable. This guy makes up his own language as he goes along. But, hopefully during this segment, we've proved to you beyond a reasonable doubt how Fox goes ahead with the misrepresentation and the outright deceit. And they get people they brainwash people. It's exactly what they do. And you saw how many times Fox had Wayne Simmons on, perpetuating the fraud. And I tell you, when this guy goes to jail, and this is serious stuff, I think I heard he can get up to 35 years. You know what? He deserves every second he gets, because how many people, how many things has he really screwed up? Because he tells lies, because he doesn't tell the truth. All right, now guys, the next segment we're going to do is a new segment. And it's called Feel the Burn. And obviously, this is going to be about Bernie Sanders. So, we're going to start the segment. Beautiful. Look at that. Judy, there you go. So, guys, we're going to call this Feel the Burn. And we're going to start off with, Judy, with clip number 21. And I think this is going to take us back a little bit. So, hit us. Hit it with us. Hit us with it. We're going to start the show with a small clip, a very short clip, with something that I think you really need to hear. So, Judy, let's have the first clip.
What the campaign is about is a very radical idea. We're going to tell the truth.
Guys, why does that sound so familiar? He wants to tell the truth. What do you think I named the show? And I'm kind of teasing Judy here so she can get up the name of the show. Nice job with the bug, Judy. That's the name of the show. Who's telling the truth? And we're here for one reason and one reason only. Judy, play that first clip again, please.
What the campaign is about is a very radical idea. We're going to tell the truth.
A novel idea to tell the truth. And guys, that's why we're here. That's what brought me to the table. So tonight, guess who's going to get the old bada bing over and over again? You got it, Fox News. And why? Because I'll tell you, Fox News is evil. The way they brainwash the people the way they brainwash their subjects. I mean, they're a cult. Fox News is worse than Scientology, and we're going to prove it to you tonight. I mean, we're going to hit Fox with so many lefts, they're going to be begging for a right. It's that simple. Guys, you know, sometimes I don't know if I should be allowed to have this much fun. But the next clip we're going to play, I was watching the debate at home, and I was sitting downstairs by myself, and my son and my wife were upstairs watching something else. I can't understand why they wouldn't watch the debate. But they were watching something else when I heard Bernie say this. So, Judy, let's have clip number 22.
Enough of the emails. Let's talk about the real issues facing America.
Judy, can you play that again, please?
Enough of the emails. Let's talk about the real issues facing America.
Guys, when I heard that, I went ballistic. And the reason why is we're here to talk about issues. We're not here to talk about Planned Parenthood. We're not here to talk about emails. We're not here to talk about the IRS. We're not here to talk about all the scandals, all those Democratic scandals that never were and never will be. Is anybody locked up? Is anybody in jail? Of course not. Why? Because they're all made up scandals. And why? Because the Republican Party doesn't want to do anything. They want to do one thing. They want to make sure that the 1% and that the billionaire class continues to get the lion's share of the money. And Bernie's completely opposite of that. So the next clip we're going to play, this is the full clip with at the debate. So Judy, let's have number 23, please.
Let me say something that may not be great politics, but I think the secretary is right. And that is that the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
You know? The middle class, Anderson. And let me say something about the media as well. I go around the country, talk to a whole lot of people. Middle class of this country is collapsing. We have 27 million people living in poverty. We have massive wealth and income inequality. Our trade policies have cost us millions of decent jobs. The American people want to know whether we're going to have a democracy or an oligarchy as a result of Citizens United. Enough of the emails. Let's talk about the real issues facing America.
You know, guys, he was politically correct. He stood up like a gentleman and he said, hey, let's focus on what we need to focus on. Let's stop the nonsense and let's make with the sense already. You know what I mean? And the next clip is going to be a clip from Real Time with Bill Maher. And guys, we did a show. I'll get the sign in a minute. But we did a show on well, anyway, let's play this clip. And then I'll get back with the sign and I'll explain what I was trying to say. So, Judy, let's have number 24, please.
How are you, Bernie? Look at that. Bernie, the last man your age to cause this kind of excitement, I gotta think, is Mick Jagger. And also, you know, after the debate, Google reported that you were the most clicked on name. More people were searching for you than Justin Bieber's penis. Yeah, it was. So you must be gratified about all this going on. My question to you, I guess, is the word socialist. I want to get right to this because I want to help your campaign. I want to see you get the nomination. I want to see you do that. We have to teach Americans what this is.
We do.
And I don't know if we're doing that yet.
Okay.
I don't think most Americans realize they're already socialists.
In certain respects, okay. Let's start off with what it is not what we want to change. We want to deal with the grotesque level of income and wealth inequality in America. Very few people think it is acceptable or moral that the top 1/10 of 1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. That we have seen a proliferate.
But see, Bernie, you always say that, and I think even the Republicans are not for income inequality. They hear that, but it doesn't compute that that's going to be solved by socialism. Socialism is the programs they already like. They like Social Security. That's socialism. But they like Medicare. They like the VA. They like the military.
No, that's exactly right.
It's already a socialist country.
But what we have to, no, it's not a socialist country.
It's quasi.
Quasi. There are some socialist programs. But what we have got to do is remind fellow Americans that every other major country on earth guarantees health care to all people as a right, and they do it more cost effectively than we do. We have got to inform the American people that we are the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee paid family and medical leave. We have got to remind the American people that there's something a little bit crazy when in America we have more people in jail, disproportionately people of color, than any other major country on earth.
All right. But I don't know if we're still undemonizing this word socialism. This is my big thing tonight, to get you to undemonize this word, because...
Judy, guys, when we did show number 105, and you can go on YouTube, you can just type in WTTT, on Google, WTTT #105, and you could watch socialism. Guys, the one thing that I had a problem with when it came to socialism was I couldn't quite understand why I had such negative aspirations towards it. You know, there was something deep inside of me that made me want to fear or hate socialism. And guys, it wasn't until I talked to our sound man, Kurt, and I expressed, what I said, and he said, Rich, we lived through the Cuban Missile Crisis. And I said, Kurt, that's it. Guys, if you're old enough as I am to have lived through the Cuban Missile Crisis, we didn't know if we were going to have a world anymore. I mean, I was 9 or 10 years old, and I can remember going into somebody's air raid shelter in their basement, where they had water and they had a fan to purify the air, and we were scared to death of the communists and the socialists. And guys, that always carried on. I remember back with the hockey teams, USA against the Russian Soviets, the socialists. And when we finally beat them, I think it was back in 1980, USA, but I think deep inside we have this fear of socialism. And we have to eliminate it, because think about everything that's socialistic. Look how well Social Security works. Look at our military. What could be more socialistic than our military? Our schools, our hospitals, our libraries, yeah, our police forces, fire. Guys, we're social animals. It's that simple. When we decided to come down from the trees, we had to watch each other's back. It's that simple, all right? But the last clip we're going to do on Bernie, guys, this is how you can get involved supporting Bernie, and it's by using social media. And guys, this guy is looking for people. So I sent in one of our former shows, and I don't know if he accepted it or not, but of course I'm going to send this one to him. So guys, this is what you can do if you want to help. If you want to be a producer or a director, or if you want to make phone, whatever it is, you know, you can get involved, because this is what this election is going to come down to. It's going to be a personal revolution. But it's not going to be a revolution by guys wearing jackbooted guys, you know. No, this revolution is going to be from people wearing sneakers in smiley face T-shirts. That's how this is going to be a social revolution. And by the time we're done, the middle class is going to survive. But anyway, how can you get involved? We're going to show you. Judy, let's have clip 25, please.
Hi, everybody. My name is John Ellis, and I don't know if you've seen any of the productions that I do with SEO-wise, but they're engagement broadcast events. They're designed to facilitate conversation on the web. Doesn't matter what device you're on, or where you're at around the world. If you have a connection with the internet, I can facilitate conversation that functions basically like a network broadcast studio. Everything that a network does, NBC, ABC, doesn't matter who they are, I can do the same thing. I can bring people in via any device they have, so I've got probably greater power than what the networks have there. Go watch one of our shows, just kind of skip through it, you can see what I'm doing there. We can have a conversation between the social web and live broadcast. What does this mean? Why am I telling you all this? Because it's a very, very powerful medium, and we can use it to help Bernie win. And I'm offering the resource. I own all the equipment, the studio, I'm the engineer, I'm the producer. I know how to put the shows together. It's what I do for a living. But I need some volunteers. Obviously, we're going to need people to help. I need anybody with production experience. I'm reading from my list here on Workflowy. Anyone with production experience, broadcast experience in any related field. I right now am the producer, the engineer, the post and pre-editor. I'm doing all the bit parts. I'm not that good at all of it, really. So anybody that has experience would love to have you be involved. I need hosts and co-hosts, because the idea is we have our own Bernie channel. So let's put it out there and let's do as many Bernie shows as we can. I'll get to that in a second, what we would actually do. Social media publishers, social media managers, marketers, engagers, you know what the game is. We have the social media world. We know how to use it better than the Hillary campaign, certainly better than anybody in the GOP. So, you know, the Koch brothers can spend billions of dollars, but nobody in their campaign has a clue on how to use social media. So why don't we use that to our advantage? What else? I need help with live reporters, because if we can organize these events, I need help with that part too, organizing the events, but if we have these events going on in physical locations around the country, and I can bring them all together, we need people reporting live from those events. Mobile device, laptop, tablet, doesn't matter what you have, you phone call it in. I can bring that into the actual broadcast. So we need reporters. And lastly, community organizers, people to help me figure out what to do here. How do we get an event going between all these people? I know that we're in the People for Bernie Sanders community, and that's what it's all about. People are sharing and posting a lot of information. But I think we can do a lot more than just share stories. Let's create some of our own. Let's be a broadcast network for Bernie. There's no corporate ties here. We own the material, we own the equipment, we own the time. It's just our volunteer effort. And that's a lot more power than anybody else has right now. What we could do, we could hold virtual rallies, bridging multiple locations. We could help organize support around the country. We could be an autonomous network broadcasting the truth, really, about Bernie and what's going on. We can hold debates and discussions to help sway other voters. And that's probably the biggest thing we're doing here, is getting the message out and saying, hey, anybody that doesn't understand or is questioning or is curious, let's talk about it. Right? We can facilitate that conversation. And we can create a whole lot of noise about Bernie. So there it is. That's what I want to do. If you're not in the People for Bernie Sanders community already, that's where I am. I posted a message about this already, and I'm talking to Dana Corbin about it, and she's also in the community. This may sound a little crazy, but I think it's going to take some crazy to win. So I hope you can help me. Thanks. Bye.
All right, Judy, you can come back to me now. So, guys, let's start Bernie TV. Couldn't get any simpler, could it? Feel the burn. Feel the burn while we clean the barn. I love it. We'll juice up those biceps. All right, guys, the next clip we're going to do now, it's been 3 weeks I've been promising you this, but this is the Tesla Model X. They just started production. So, guys, you're going to see that the stereo goes to 11, that it's got a button for ludicrous speed, and they also have a new button for biohazards. I'm not kidding. So, Judy, let's have clip number 31.
I'm Dan Casey. And I'm Kyle Hill. And even if we pooled our money together, we couldn't afford a Tesla X. This is Nerdist News. It's finally here. It's finally friggin' here. Elon Musk has dropped the hammer on the Tesla X, releasing the first 6 units to the oil barons, heiresses, and Saudi princes who reserved theirs literally years ago. And after a short preview for journalists, we can finally confirm that, yes, this is the best car ever gifted to humanity.
So I guess that means it's time to break down the luxurious electric madness that Elon Musk is bringing onto the world. Let's learn everything the Tesla X has to offer on another edition of Squash! The first thing you'll notice about the Tesla X, it's Falcon doors, which spray you and the surrounding area with ultrasonics that can predict your trajectory and open as you approach, or even read the area around the doors and open in tight spaces without bumping into that jackass who parked way too freaking close to you in the Target parking lot.
So sorry, old-timey mobsters in Vincent D'Onofrio, you're gonna have a hard time smashing someone's head in with these car doors. Squash! Now let's talk about speed, and not the Keanu Reeves movie like I suggested. Now, despite being ostensibly a family vehicle, the Tesla X has 2 engines and a, quote, ludicrous mode. A nice Spaceballs reference, Musk, you big old nerd. Anyway, it allows this thing to go from 0 to 60 in an absolutely stupid 3.2 seconds.
That's too fast.
That's way too fast. It's a roller coaster.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
You can run around 250 miles on a single charge.
Yeah, that's great if you need to outrun like some kind of terrifying disaster scenario that was caused by a mildly ominous Bond villain type. And hey, while we're just casually talking about Bond villainy stuff, the Tesla X is the only vehicle with a HEPA filter that can bring the vehicle, quote, hospital quality air.
That's my favorite kind.
Incurable MRSA, which Musk went out of his way to tell us could protect you from a bioweapon attack. In fact, the car has a bioweapon defense mode, and Musk...
Excuse me?
Yes, and Musk says that in the event of some kind of biological terror attack, this would be the safest place to be, inside a Tesla X.
Elon. Can I call you Elon? What exactly are you planning here? Because I am in no way in a position to stop you, like, at all. So I'll say this. Please don't launch a virus that decimates all life save for your precious Tesla owners. Please? Please! Musk! So, yeah, protection from biochemical warfare is great and all, but what about your more run-of-the-mill car safety concerns? Musk said he expects the Model X to get a 5-star crash rating in every category, including rollovers. A Tesla rep said that you could drive off a cliff like you're LARPing Laverne and Shirley, and the low center of gravity means the Model X would always land on its feet.
You know, like if you're, say, driving really fast to avoid a bioweapon cloud and happen to lose control. So long as you're driving a Tesla X, you'll survive. The Musk has insured it. Musk. And finally, the fun stuff. In addition to the ludicrous mode, the Falcon doors, and the bioweapon defense mode, this ride has an equally nerdy volume knob that literally turns up to 11.
Oh, come on.
It's so many years late. A massive windshield that makes you feel like you're riding in a spaceship or one of those bubble things that would totally be covered in all the dinosaur crap in Jurassic World. And screens! Screens! Screens everywhere! Screens as far as the eye can see. Everywhere there's screens. It's even got an invisible butler constantly keeping track of you and keeping you safe and chill.
Crumpets for you. And it also has really comfortable monopost seats to keep your butt happy.
Butt happy.
Anyway, as Elon Musk said, when I began to sign on the Tesla X, the ultimate vehicle, I thought to myself, what is most important in my life?
Of course, the answer was my butler, my fallout shelter, and my hundreds and hundreds of pet bats.
So by combining the care of a butler, the bioweapon defense of my very well-hidden subterranean fallout shelter, and the sonar of my incredibly dangerous but beautiful bats,
we have created the perfect car.
It's perfect.
Okay, Elon Musk did not actually say that last part, but he could have.
Please don't sue us or unleash your bats.
Or the bioweapon.
But what do you guys think? Does he really have all those bats? Are you a long-mustached aristocrat with enough money to burn to buy the $130,000 to $150,000 Tesla X? Do you think this car looks amazing enough to justify the price tag? How can we appease Elon and keep him from ending all non-Tesla owning life on Earth?
It's probably by getting his accent right. We know you're South African.
Yeah, you're super South African. It was just a fun accent to do. We love you. Anyway, let's discuss. Click on Kyle's scooter to subscribe to Nerdist. Make sure you also go check out our super sweet horror film Nerdist Presents The Hive. You can download it now on iTunes. I also have your fall anime guide on the Dan Cave. It's pretty sweet. You got radical titles coming out every porous hole in the country. Anyway, you can find that over on Nerdist.com, but you should always be checking for more Nerdist news.
Of course.
Release the bats.
How many bats?
All of them.
Did you hear what they said at the end? Release the facts. Now, guys, how many cars can you buy that has a biohazard button on it? And if you don't use the biohazard button, you can use the ludicrous speed button, and the stereo goes to 11. Do I need to say anything more? But guys, you won't be able to order one until the middle of 2016. They're already booked up in advance, and they're only taking orders if you buy every accessory. So the car costs $142,000. But, hey, if you're going to spend that kind of money, look at what you're getting. You could live through a biohazard. All right, now, guys, the last section of the show, we're going to try to help out the techs and the therapists that are from AFP. So first, we're going to show you a commercial that I've seen on CNN, and believe it or not, guys, I actually saw the commercial this morning on Fox. So, Judy, let's have number 45, please.
The technical professionals at Danbury and New Milford hospitals have united for a voice in delivering quality care. Together, they are negotiating a first contract with the Western Connecticut Health Network to strengthen that voice.
Having a contract will allow the employees to have a voice in the operations of the hospital so that we can be advocates for our patients.
My colleagues that I work with love our jobs. The nurses that we work with are wonderful. The surgical techs are wonderful. The anesthesia team is wonderful. We all work very, very well together, and we are there for the patients. We are there during snowstorms. We are there when we are sick. We are there because we love what we do, and we love helping people and making them feel better.
Sign the petition and tell WCHN to reach a fair agreement with these vital caregivers and put patients before profits.
Patients before profits.
Guys, I love the end of it. Patience before profits. You know, now you're talking my language, and we got to stand behind these guys. And we're going to play another clip now, and it more or less shows you how they sacrifice, how they work, you know, shift differentials, weekend. These guys really put out. Hey, let's be honest with each other. At a hospital, when you say 24/7, that's the one place that's 24/7. So Judy, let's have clip number 40, please.
Teachers, public service workers, nurses, and caregivers turned out to march in this year's Newtown Labor Day Parade. They came to show solidarity with the techs and therapists at Danbury and New Milford hospitals fighting for a strong, fair contract.
When you show up at Danbury Hospital, everybody knows that it's a multitude of people there helping to make things right for whatever you're there to, for whatever reason you're there. And the techs have been there to help us in our time of need. I've been there myself for emergency room admittance, and they were there for me. And I think it's fitting that they should be able to have a union together with a single voice, and I want to support them any way I can.
With what happened in Newtown, I can tell you that most of the patients were treated there. It was a crisis, and we depend here in Newtown on those workers taking care of us like family.
I was on staff when they were, you know, it actually happened, but it's great to have an unfortunate situation bring people and communities together, because we see how supportive the town has been to their teachers and how everyone was supportive towards us, you know, being the healthcare workers that we're taking care of. And now we're here today and we're all working together to make, you know, our first contract.
I mean, I'm born and raised in Danbury, so my family.
Guys, I wish we could have had more time, but what the most important thing is, there's an action page, a sign-up page. And what we want you to do is we want you to go Google AFP. Judy, can you give us the stills? There we go. If you Google AFT Connecticut, you'll come to this main page, and here's the action alert. And just to show you, Judy, go back to that last one. You could see I already signed up, guys. And we only need 14 more signatures to hit 200. So come on, you know, help us out. Let's help these people out. And next week, what we'll do is we're going to spend a lot of time on this, because we want to show you what the CEO, can you come back to me? There you go. I'm not going to say anything yet, but the CEO walked off with some money, and it didn't seem like it was too appropriate. So before we dig into it, I want to make sure that we got our act together so we don't make ourselves look like a bunch of boneheads. But we want to look into that next week, because I tell you, I got to say goodnight. So guys, you know what to look forward to. And sign up, go to AFP and sign up.